Hello legends, welcome to Veloharmony. It's a beautiful day. I got a bit of a break here. It's almost lunchtime, so I'm gonna sneak in a ride. But I wanted to make a quick video today. Those of you who watched the last group ride that I put out there, the guy that I broke away with, his name is Alan. It's one of my buddies. During the ride, when we had to stop, he said, why don't you make a video about what you eat before a ride, what you eat during a ride, and what you eat after. And I kind of told him, well, I think I've already done that, and he said, well, I don't know. So I went back, looked through the archives, and I did do a recovery ride video, but it mostly focused on just the recovery drink afterwards. And I thought maybe he's correct. Maybe I do need to do something that just says, what do you eat before a ride? What do you eat during a ride? What do you eat after a ride? So I'm not sure if it's going to be one video or 3 videos, but I decided to just get that knocked out this morning. Seemed like a good idea because a lot of riders have varying tastes. But basically for me, when I get up in the morning, sometimes I have zip appetite because it's early, and you guys probably have the same issue. You don't really feel like eating solid food. So on those mornings that I don't feel like eating solid foods, I have several things that I do. I either just drink like an electrolyte drink, either I mix an electrolyte mix, or I just grab a bottle of Gatorade and drink. You want to get your engine started. You don't want to ever go to workout, whether it's a bike race, the gym, whatever. You want to put something in there to get your system going. Okay, it's like your motor. It's like putting gas in a tank. That's the way you got to look at it. Put something in there. So those mornings where I have no appetite, before I leave, I drink like a bottle of Gatorade, one of those 16-ounce bottles or whatever, 20 ounce. They got a 20-ounce bottle. I'll drink that. Now, some mornings I get up ravenous because when I'm going to bed, I try not to eat too late. After dinner, sometimes you get the munchies. I don't deprive myself. If I feel like eating, I go ahead and eat. But a lot of times I may just go to sleep and then you get up in the morning and you're hungry. There's some mornings I have appetite. What I do is I eat foods that are low, that have a low, what they call low glycemic index. And I'm going to give an example and I'm going to break it down. Put some stuff on the iPhone I'm going to read to you, and you guys can look up stuff on your own. But oatmeal comes in these little packets. My wife gets them from Walmart, wherever. It's easy to get. They're in the little packets. They have different flavors like, almond and cinnamon and different things. Toss it in a bowl. I put a little bit of milk on it, just enough to barely cover it. And then I put it in the microwave for a minute or 90 seconds, a minute and a half. And just to get it to where it's a boil, because it doesn't need to be cooked that long. And then I may, if I have a banana, I may peel a banana and put it on top of it. That's just extra. If you don't, you can just eat. I'll eat oatmeal. The reason why is that oatmeal will stay with you for hours and it releases the energy in small doses. That's what low glycemic index foods do. Now, I'm not one of the guys that are big on, like you got guys like Dorian Ryder that say they're vegan and whatever else. I believe in live and let live, okay? Personally, I don't eat a lot of meat. And it's not because that I'm trying to be a vegan or something like that. No labels. I grew up in West Africa. Meat there is expensive. We're on the coast in West Africa. So we don't have a lot of cows and other things like they have here, where you have animals that are raised for food. We don't. We eat from the ocean. You go to the market, they'll have like 10 pieces of fish in a row, 50 cents, because the fishermen go out every day and they catch them. It's easily accessible, it's there. So I grew up eating from the sea. So fish, scallops, shrimp, all that stuff, that's what we have. And that's what I grew up around. Meat was considered a delicacy because it was imported. My family didn't have a lot of bucks, so we didn't eat it that much. Every now and then maybe. But with the kind of meats that we did eat was like deer. We had goat, because people have goat is indigenous. And so we had that. And in places like India and other places, they have goats and other things. Because I think Indians, depending on where you're from in India, they don't eat the cow because the cow is a sacred animal and so forth. But let me get back to where I'm trying to drive at. If you're into meat, that's fine. Usually you're probably not going to eat it in the morning anyway, maybe after the ride. So what I'm talking about is before the ride, you want to eat what you like to eat, but you want to get away from oily stuff. Okay, you don't want things backing up on you when you start working out. And that's why the oatmeals are good, and the fruits. You know, you want to drink some orange juice, whatever you're into. Just stay away from greasy stuff in the morning. So eat whatever you're used to eating, but stay away from greasy. And you want stuff that's high in carbs if you're going to go do a long ride, because your body will use that energy, and so you don't need to depend on the stuff in your pocket. That's just extra insurance. So I eat my oatmeal in the morning, or I drink my Gatorade, and then I carry banana bread. I carry the oatmeal, the Nutri-Grain bars I showed you guys in another video. You can cut up apples or oranges, whatever you have in the house, and put in there. Oranges are very refreshing on a ride. Whatever you like to put in there, you can carry. Even if it's engineered foods that you have, you can carry. During the season, in the ride, because he said, talk about what you eat before, talk about what you eat during, and what you eat after. So when I'm riding hard, I don't want solid foods. If I'm in the process of the effort, I want a gel. I want that stuff to work and get to. I don't want my body taking blood that it can pump to my muscles for me to work to digest food, or energy to digest food. So I don't eat solids while I'm working hard. I will eat solids like the banana bread at the stops, or I'll eat solid when the ride is tranquil, slow. You know, doing 1, do 2, I'll toss in a banana bread. That's when you eat. If you watch a lot of experienced riders, they eat when the pace is slow. They'll be eating rice cakes or whatever you carry. I bake my own banana bread. I can make rice cakes and all that. So for those of you who have the culinary interest, get the recipe. Make your own banana bread. Make your stuff. It's cheaper than buying that stuff, you know, already done. Just learn how to store it, because rice cakes don't store very well. And if you're interested in how to make rice cakes, let me know. I'll make a video, just like I did the banana bread stuff. But I do the banana bread because it goes a long way. It's easy. You can freeze them. You can refrigerate them. And in fact, when I take them out, I wrap them up. I put it in my pocket. My body heats, warms it up. I don't even have to warm it up, and it stays moist. You know, so that's a really good thing. Anyway, during the ride, when you're going hard, it doesn't matter what time of year it is. While you're in the process of riding hard, you don't want solids, okay? You want something that goes down easy, either an electrolyte like Gatorade or whatever energy drink, or a gel. I try to avoid that in the off season because gels are expensive. So I make sure I eat when the ride is not fast. When I'm on my way to meet the group, after I've left the house, even if I don't have any appetite. Soon as I start rolling, in the first 10 minutes, I throw something in there. So I eat at least every 25 to 30 minutes, I'm gonna throw something solid in there on a long ride. And then I make sure I drink every 10 to 15 minutes. I drink before I'm thirsty, because by the time you start thinking about drinking, you're a little behind. Once you start thinking about it, grab something and drink. Don't put it off, because your body's telling you. I don't wait till my body starts thinking about it. I just, out of instinct, every 10, 15 minutes, I just reach for a bottle and I drink. Okay, then that's during the ride. So we got before, low glycemic, and I will go through some of the low glycemic foods for those of you who, you don't need to be restricted to just oatmeal. You can look online. You can go on Google and just say low glycemic foods. You've got like anything made out of whole wheat. Like when I'm baking, I use unbleached flour. I use wheat flour whenever possible. I don't understand why we started bleaching flour and then putting stuff back in there. You know, God already put everything in the foods. We take it out and think we can do better than He can. The audacity, right? Yeah. So stay away from enriched crap. Get the stuff in its natural form. Buy brown sugar. Don't go to Whole Foods to buy it. Go to Walmart. I use brown sugar. Sugar is brown when you make it. They bleach it to make it white. Then they say they put the nutrients back. Really? Come on. They should have just left it alone. Buy brown sugar. It's just in its natural state. It's better for your body anyway. I got oatmeal here. Pasta, rice, barley, whatever you're into, sweet potato, any kind of potato, yams, you know. Now, those of you who are non-meat eaters, you can eat a lot of legumes and the lentils and all of that. It got protein in there. I eat a lot of fruits. I mean, you know, bananas, whatever's in season. And I'll eat a bunch of that, you know, just all the time, snacking throughout the day. And that keeps you lean. I don't deprive myself, because the body will go into starvation more and start storing. Diets don't work. Just eat. Just eat the stuff. Eat more of the foods that are made in its natural form, meaning eat non-processed stuff whenever possible. Eat a banana. You know, that's how a banana is in the tree. Eat that. You know, eat an apple, especially the ones that are not painted with wax on them to make them shiny. I've never seen apples in the tree that were shiny. I don't know why we bother doing it in the stores. And you know, they look pretty, I guess, but I actually look for the dull colored apples. I don't need that wax in my body. You know, I don't know why we're doing that. I need to stop doing that. I don't think it preserves it. It just makes it pretty for display. You know, so oranges. Eat more foods in its natural form. Take your snacks with you, because it's not just about eating before and on the bike and after. It's what you eat when you're sitting at your desk, or what you eat when you're away from home and you're stuck. Stay away from those vending machines. Carry your own stuff. Throw something in your briefcase or whatever you carry with you. Throw some foods from your house, and it's cheaper, and you're controlling what you put in your body. So now some of the low glycemic, a lot of fruits and nuts and legumes and beans, eat that. You don't have to go to Whole Foods to get that. Find it wherever you can. It's a lot pricier at Whole Foods. And I understand that they're catering to people that are looking for wholesome foods, but I don't think it needs to be that high. It's just sometimes it gets to where you can't sustain it, so that's just generally. So whatever you eat all the time, you can take with you, but eat the solid stuff when you're not working hard, so your body gets a chance to process the food. But when you're working hard, you need gels, you need sugar water. Even if you take brown sugar, mix it in water, it's a bit extreme. I don't do that myself. But I'm just letting you know that you need something when you're working hard that will go down easy. You need it in liquid form when you're working hard. When the group stops at the store, that's a good chance to eat your solids, or early in the ride. Whenever the ride's slow, throw something in there, because at least you get a chance to get it in there before you start exerting yourself too hard. Now, after the ride, you want to do a recovery drink. You got a 2-hour window where your body can process the food to restore your glycogen stores or refill your glycogen stores. So use that 2 hour. Don't goof off and put off eating. So usually as soon as I walk in, if I go to an organized ride, I already have my recovery mix. You can use a carb mix, or even if you just have Gatorade, you can drink that. It's not as concentrated, but you can drink that to start if that's all you have. You can start eating bananas or whatever else. But within that 2-hour window, get yourself some solid food, whatever you're into. I love eating fish. I'll get some tilapia, throw it on the grill with some rice. It's really easy to make, If you're into, if you eat meat, go ahead and make a small steak. You don't want huge steak, because that's a lot of protein, and some of the steak has fat and other things in there. So use a small steak, throw some veggies with it and some starch. You need rice, pasta, potato, because that's the fuel you run on. You don't run on what's in that steak. That steak, the protein repairs your muscle. The protein is not what you use during the ride that much. It's to repair the damage to your muscles. So remember that you want to balance your meals. If you're a vegetarian and you just want to eat a lot of beans and broccoli, is real good for you. All the greens, vegetables, eat within that 2-hour window. You don't need to overeat. Just eat so that your body gets a chance to restore. And then usually 2 hours after that, you get hungry again. I know I do. After I eat, shortly after, I'm hungry again. And I eat again. I don't eat big meals. I eat little meals throughout the day. Those of you who have been on a cruise, my experience with cruising, and I'm bringing cruising because of the portions they serve on the cruise ships, and I think it's excellent. I'd go on a cruise and I would eat all day long, and I'd come home, I would have lost weight, and I wasn't working out. It used to just puzzle me, but that's because they give you little portions. I'd eat like a full course breakfast, full course lunch, because I like getting waited on. I'd go to the restaurant, you have to dress up to go to the restaurant, not suit and tie, but comfortable casual wear. A lot of people in pool clothes, like they go upstairs and serve themselves. I stayed away from that, except there are times when it's the only option. If I'm going to pay to go on a cruise, I want people waiting on me. So I'd go in there, go to and they would serve you full course breakfast, full course lunch, full course dinner, but the portions were small. And the foods they're made right there. The desserts are very light and everything. So it's not so much that I was eating more. I was eating better prepared foods that didn't have a lot of heavy stuff in it. And I was eating smaller portions. And then I was walking around all day. Who stays in a room on a cruise? So I'm on my feet walking around that ship, and we stop at port and whatever. So it dawned on me that yes, I was exerting myself, but I was actually burning a lot of calories, and by eating more, my body continued to process. So keep your portions small and eat often. Eat like the rabbits do and the squirrels do. Eat like that. So to summarize, because I kind of got a little off track there, before your ride, you want foods that are not greasy. You don't want to be burping that sucker up, okay? You want oatmeal, you want grits, don't put a lot of butter on your grits, however you make it. You want oatmeal, you want grits, you can do hot cocoa, coffee, whatever it is you need to get your body started, whatever you're used to. You don't need to change anything, but you want to get something in there that you're comfortable with. And then on the bike, you want to eat whatever solids you take with you, whether it's a sandwich or breads or whatever you have. You don't have to go buy foods. You want to eat them when the pace is not heavy, okay? As soon as the ride starts, even though you ate at home, within the first hour, you want to throw something in there. You don't want to wait till you're hungry on the bike. You want to throw something in there for the last hour. That's the way you want to think. So you can eat, I eat banana bread. You can eat Nutri-Grain bars. They have some engineered foods like those Shocks block sticks. They're little cubes that you can take. Whatever it is you're into, Cliff Bar. I tried the Cliff Bar, didn't go well with me. I don't like the flavor that much. But whatever you have, and whatever it is, don't wait till you're going hard to throw something solid in there. Wait, when it's easy, eat. Eat and prepare for later in the ride. Do not be hungry on the bike, even by yourself. That should be your motto. Never be hungry on the bike. I take food in my pocket on every ride, and I bring it back if I don't need it. I'd much rather do that. I bonked once. It wasn't fun. And I never want to experience that again. And I did that because nobody was around to tell me otherwise. So take what you're comfortable with. Eat it before you start going hard. Eat it anytime the group slows down for a period of time, throw something in there. Drink every 15 minutes. Eat every 25 to 30 minutes minimum. Okay? Eat before you're hungry. Drink before you're thirsty. Now, that's during the ride. After the ride, make sure you get a high carb mixture in your body right away. The liquids are good because your body starts processing that stuff. You got a 2-hour window. If you don't have a hard carb mixture, that's fine. Drink water if you're thirsty, but then try to get to some solid food within 2 hours so you can use that window where your body is really efficient at restoring what you lost. It makes a tremendous difference in how you're going to feel the next day. And especially if you're riding back to back, you need to do that. Then you can stretch and do whatever for the physical side. But I wanted to do that real quickly. Let me know if I missed anything. If you have any questions or comments, I wanted to get that out. Alan, thanks to you for bringing that up. I wanted to kind of do one video that would just cover those briefly. For those of you who already know, it will probably just be a reminder. But for the new riders, it might come in pretty handy. So put your comments and questions below, and be good out there. Get out there. Don't let anything stop you. Keep riding.